First you take a heart, then you break a heart. But before you do, you make it full for you. Then you give it back. Oh, you shouldn't do that. You see me walk that floor, just a thinking of you. You see me walk that front, baby, right out of my shoes. Somebody help me, please. Tell me what to do. Just send an SOS. You're not in distress. Won't somebody please take her place? Will I find her there, searching everywhere? Why'd you break my heart? First you take a heart, then you take a heart. But before you do, you make it for you. Then you give it back. Oh, you shouldn't do that. See me walk that floor, just a thinking of you. You see me walk that front, baby, right out of my shoes. Somebody help me, please. Tell me what to do. Send me an SOS. You know my heart's in distress. Won't somebody please take her place? Will I find her there, searching everywhere? Oh, you shouldn't do that. Why'd you break my heart?
Yeah, you all right? You are crazy, Sandy. You are crazy. What's the matter?
Why on earth would anyone want to break into the county council office?
Oh, you tell me, love.
So what was taken?
Well, I don't know that anything was taken. This time of night I couldn't raise anyone. I'll have to go around there first thing tomorrow. So how about a nice cup of tea?
Of course. Teapot. Tea. Put tea into the teapot, add boiling water and leave to brew.
So are you going to make me one?
No sugar in mine, thanks.
So, what'd you get then?
What I went for.
Is that all?
Plus a few bob in change, plus these for you.
Postal orders. You little beauty.
Oh, man, the hand.
Oh, we need to get a doctor to have a look at that, love.
Only not tonight, though, eh?
All right. What you got in mind, eh?
Hey, up! You want to get one of these? This is my pal, you know, the local sheriff.
And these drawers were locked, were they, Miss Paxton?
Well, put it this way, they should have been.
Only there's no sign of forced entry, you see.
Yes, I do realise that, Constable.
How much were these postal orders worth?
About £30, I suppose.
Anything else been taken?
Some petty cash. But apart from that, it's impossible to tell until everything's been put back. And Lord knows how long that's going to take.
Nick, sorry. You got a moment?
Yeah, sure. Excuse me. Excuse me.
She's nice. Anyway, whoever it was, didn't get away completely unscathed then.
Obviously not.
How did it happen?
Well, actually, Dr. Rowan, I was trying to slash me wrist, you know, and I never was a good aimer.
Oh, yeah. I suppose we should be grateful it wasn't your throat you were trying to cut.
Wish all doctors were like you, Dr. Rowan.
How many doctors have you known?
Oh, one or two, you know, in my time.
So what was it you did this on?
Oh, I just got it on some wire, you know, some barbed wire. See, there's this place I go to sometimes. It's an old railway bridge, you know. It's where I've always gone when I want to be alone. When a train was coming, we used to stick our heads over the side and right into the steam.
Yeah, and end up with a face full of soot.
Not to mention the odd cinder in the eye. But what has this got to do with you cutting yourself?
Well, that's where it happened, you know.
Oh, right.
So, will I make it through the night, do you think?
Have you had any tetanus jabs recently?
No, I don't think so.
Well, get them to give you one at the hospital, will you?
Hospital?
This needs stitching, Sandy.
Can't you do it?
Well, I'd really like a specialist to take a look at it.
I hate hospitals. And nurses.
Vampires in drag, I call them.
Until you need one yourself, right?
Where did all that crap about railway bridges come from?
Well, what do you expect me to tell her, Vinny? That I cut this on some glasses I was breaking and entering last night? Besides, it's not crap.
No?
No. There is a railway bridge and I do go there sometimes.
Won't be long.
Let's get down to the real business of the day. Here. Give us Get your second gear around that. Yeah, look at this.
Will you be home for lunch?
Well, that depends on how many post offices I can check in one morning.
See you later then.
Yeah, much later, probably.
Hello?
Is Constable Rowan there, please?
I'm afraid you've just missed him. I can get in touch with him, though, if it's urgent.
Well, I suppose it could be urgent. It's Miss Paxton from the County Children's Department.
They seek him here, they seek him there. His clothes are loud, but never square. It will make or break him, so he's got to buy the best, 'cause he's a dedicated follower of fashion. And when he does his little rounds round the boutiques of London town, eagerly pursuing all the latest fads and trends, 'cause he's a dedicated follower of fashion. Oh yes he is, oh yes he is, oh yes he is, oh yes he is. Thinks he is a flower to be looked at, and when he pulls his frilly nylon and is raked up tight, he feels a dedicated follower of fashion. He's a dedicated follower of fashion. He's a dedicated follower of fashion.
So did she say what had gone missing?
Some sort of confidential file. She said it could be urgent.
Well, I suppose I better get myself round there.
Oi!
Oh, what's he want?
I've got something to show you.
Well, can't it wait?
No, it can't. What are you going to do about that? I paid an arm and a leg for that bird. You can't afford to lose money like that, not when you're nearly an old age pensioner.
What happened to it?
It got attacked on the way back. Got as far as the loft and it dropped dead.
What, shot, you mean?
No, it's clobbered by a flaming peregrine. If you'll pardon my French.
The poor thing.
Oh, thanks for your sympathy. But the sympathy ain't going to bring it back to life, is it?
So what do you want me to do about it?
Well, you're what's laughingly called the law around here, aren't you?
And peregrines are what you might call an occupational hazard for pigeons, aren't they?
I see, so basically what you're telling me is you're not going to do out.
Basically what I'm telling you, Claude, is I've more important things to worry about than your late lamented pigeon. So if you'll excuse me.
I don't know why I bother bringing my problems to your husband. Not much point in dealing with the monkey when I can go straight to the organ grinder.
Thank you, Beryl.
So what makes you think this file was stolen then, Miss Paxton?
Because it was numbered. And I do know my own filing system, Constable.
Well, could it have been put in the wrong place when you tied it up?
The very first thing I thought of. So we checked absolutely everything, but it's just not anywhere to be found.
So what was in it?
Basically, relevant details and documents concerning an adoption handled by this department.
What names and addresses, that sort of thing?
Yes. Information which is regarded as strictly confidential, for obvious reasons.
So what's the name of this child?
Well, that's why I called you, Mr. Rowan. Because without that folder, we don't have the name of the child, or the name and address of the people to whom the child went. I know if that file gets into the wrong hands, they really must be alerted.
Oh, look, there he is. Oh, look, and he's even got your nose, Vinny.
Greengrass wants to report a what?
A murder, Sarge.
This isn't another of your elephantine little jokes by any chance, is it, Ventris?
You never said anything about elephants, Sarge. Right, Greengrass. Would you like to take it through?
door. Shut it. A murder, Greengrass?
One of my best birds. Look at that. It's a flaming peregrine falcon that's done that, you know. That moor's infested with 'em.
And were there any witnesses to this foul deed?
Oh, it's very amusing. But it's no laughing matter to me and my members, you know.
You and your members, Greengrass?
Yes, my members. You happen to be talking to the new chairman of the Aidensfield Pigeon Fanciers Society.
Well, it might have been worse. They could have made you treasurer.
Oh, yes. You can sneer. But if you're not prepared to do out about it, there's plenty of others who are, you know.
I'm going to pretend I never heard that, Greengrass. Because if there's one thing I can stand, even less than a bunch of vigilantes, it's finding villains like you at the head of them. Now just clear off before I really lose my temper. And while you're at it, you can take that with you and all.
Sorted you out then, has he, Claude?
You do request.
If that balm pot ever gets inside my office again, there'll be a lot more than fur and feathers flying round here.
Yes, sir.
Right, 1 tea.
Look, Sandy, how much longer, eh?
I told you, Vinny, I just want to see him again, that's all. Oh, there he is.
So, can we go now, eh?
Yeah, all right.
Are you telling me that without that file, the county authority have no way of tracing any of the people involved in the adoption?
Well, that's what this Miss Paxton said.
But there must be some sort of backup file in existence.
Well, I suppose there's no reason to believe anyone would want to come and nick it.
So what do you think?
Well, if the object of the break-in was to get their hands on that file, it could only have been for one thing, couldn't it?
The name and address of the people who adopted the baby.
And my problem is what to do about it. We don't even know the name of the baby. Same again.
Yeah, thanks.
Same again, please, Gina. Who you got up there? George's vampire brother?
That size 12 boot you can hear belongs to the dynamic new leader of the Aidensfield Pigeon Fanciers Club.
And who might that be?
Would you believe a certain Claude Jeremiah Greengrass?
Really?
The mind boggles, though, doesn't it? I mean, I wouldn't trust him with a feather duster myself. Never mind a omen pigeon.
So what are they up to?
Well, between you and me, certainly something, I'd say.
And what makes you think that?
Because, Nick, the only time it all goes quiet in there is when I go in to clear off the empties. That's why. All right, I'm coming!
Thank you.
Now, I think what we have to remember, fellow fanciers, is that all of us have rights, right?
Right.
And sometimes, unfortunately, we have to fight for those rights, right?
Right.
Now, what has been happening to our pigeons up on that moor is all wrong, right?
Right.
Oh, there you are, Gina. Heard us at last, have you?
The aged in Sheffield, Claude.
Hey, big, strong lads here dying of thirst, and my clack thinks it's something it said.
Same again, is it?
Yes.
Twice.
Oh, and a message from your Uncle George for you, just in case you need to attract my attention any further tonight. He is right in thinking, is he, that you lot are fully covered by insurance?
You what?
Well, he says you do realise you're going to be getting a bill if them cracks you're making in his ceiling get any wider.
Right, well, what I was saying was, before we were interrupted, I honestly think it's time for action, because if the powers that be aren't prepared to do out, I think it's time we did, right?
Right.
Right. Oh, by the way, there'll be a raffle afterwards for the refreshments.
What are you looking for?
Keys to the van.
Try me jacket. What are you on them for?
Thought I'd go for a ride.
A ride? Where to?
Just a ride.
All right. When did you pass your test?
See ya.
Vernon!
Walter? Oh, no!
Can I help you, gentlemen?
Who do we see about making a complaint?
Well, it all depends on the nature of the complaint.
How about wanton vandalism?
Some sort of problem, is there, Ventris?
I should say so.
Oh, well, in that case, I suppose you'd best come through.
Any news?
Well, I finally managed to track down the post office the orders were cashed at.
And did they give you any information?
No, not much. A bloke in his early 20s, apart from that.
Miss Paxton's waiting to see you.
Now, come on, Beryl. Tell the constable exactly what you told me.
Well, I got this phone call, see, about a week since, from this woman.
Right.
Wanting the name and address of the couple who adopted this baby about 3 years back. Of course, I didn't tell her. I mean, it's dead confidential, is that sort of information.
Well, I'm sure you didn't.
And after that, well, I didn't think nothing of it. Until Miss Paxton here started going on about this file as had gone missing.
And did this woman tell you the name of the baby?
James Elliot.
And the folder that's gone missing seems to have been removed, you see, from the E section of the adoption files.
When I asked her who was speaking like, she rang off.
And how old do you think she was?
Oh, I don't know, really. She didn't sound much older than me.
Aidensville Police. Yes, Sarge. What now? I'm right in the middle of... Kate?
Yeah?
Do me a favour, will you? Drop in at the registrar's, see if there's a James Elliot on the list of local births.
Going back how far?
Well, 3 or 4 years. If you find anything, let me know straight away.
This is my day off. I'm supposed to be painting my toenails and going to the hairdressers.
Here it comes.
Sarge?
Fortunately, we have a likely suspect.
So how come a nice girl like you's not got a boyfriend?
Who told you I haven't?
Where do you keep him? In a tin box under the bed?
If you must know, he's in the Navy.
Oh, I see. Girl in every port then, eh?
Well, put it this way, if he has, he'd better not let me catch him.
Cut off more than his rum ration, would you?
You better believe it.
My Auntie Aggie was lost at sea, you know.
Was she?
Oh, yeah, she was. Washed out to sea on a donkey just off Scarborough, never seen again.
Oh, that's awful.
Oh, it's even worse than that.
Really?
She got all her holiday money on her. My Uncle Eli had to come back a day early.
You wait.
That's what I like to see, all these happy, smiling faces.
Oh, you'll soon change that, won't you?
We'd like a word with you down the station.
Now what have I done wrong?
Greengrass, you must be a mind reader. You took the words right out of my mouth.
Bird's nest, what you talking about?
You haven't forgotten our little chat already, have you, Greengrass? You know, the one about taking the law into your own hands.
That was just me talking, wasn't it? I mean, I was a bit upset because of my bird.
Were you or weren't you in the vicinity of those nests this morning?
This morning?
We've got a witness who's prepared to swear they saw you there.
Oh, who's he when he's at home?
Lord Ashfordley's gamekeeper.
Rodney Chambers? Yeah, you can't take any notice of what he says. He's been trying to fit me up for years.
So you're telling us that he's lying, are you, Greengrass?
No, not necessarily. I mean, I might have been about that area, but I promise you, I never touched any of the nests.
So what were you doing?
Well, I was just checking to see how many there were.
What for?
For this letter I'm thinking of writing to the local papers in my capacity as chairman of the Aidensfield Pigeon Fanciers about the callous indifference to the powers that be about what's been happening to our pigeons.
You can tell that to the magistrates.
If it ever gets that far.
And why are you so confident that it won't, Greengrass?
Because I've done no wrong. And if you're trying to say it was me who's done it, you've got a bit of trouble making it stick, because the only evidence you've got is circumstantial, isn't it?
Just get out.
Delighted. I don't think it hasn't been a pleasure, because it hasn't.
None of this is going to stand up in court, Sarge.
Not yet, perhaps, Rowan. Not yet. But stay tuned.
Hello.
Hold on. Nick, it's Kate. Yes, Kate.
I've just been down to the registrar's office and I found the name James Elliott with an address.
My sister collected him. But I haven't got a sister.
I'm in here.
Right. What have you got for me?
There was a James Elliott, born about 3 years ago to a girl called Sandra Elliott.
Age?
16 and unmarried.
You got an address?
3 Arndale Close, Ashfordley, according to the records.
And what about the father?
She refused to name him, apparently. More fool her.
Right.
Where are you going?
Check it out with Miss Paxton. See if we can locate the adopting parents.
I've already done that, just after I rang you. She checked it out with the officer who dealt with the Elliott case, and according to his notes, the child was adopted by a Mr. and Mrs. John Sanderson over in Whitby. Look, I wrote down the address.
You're a genius, Kate.
I know.
The $64,000 question is, are the Sandersons in the phone book? Yeah, it's
5 Mulgrave Crescent.
Sanderson. No John Sanderson.
What are you doing here?
You knew about this yesterday, Rowan, and you did nothing about it.
All I knew yesterday was that a child's file had gone missing. I didn't know which file until about an hour ago.
But you've an address for the natural mother.
Well, the last known one, yes, Mum.
Well, in that case, get yourself over there right away and see if she has anything to do with the disappearance of this child.
Yes, Mum.
And stay in touch.
Yes, Mum. Mr. Elliot?
Yes?
PC Rowan, Aidensfield Police.
Oh, yes.
Can I have a word?
What about?
Your daughter, Sandra.
I have no daughter.
Something's happened to her, has it?
Can we talk inside, do you think?
Yes, of course. I just can't believe that she would do such a thing. But you don't know that it was her, do you?
No, at this stage, we're just eliminating people from our inquiries. So your daughter no longer lives with you?
Oh, well, we haven't seen her for... what is it now? Going on 2 years.
Well, do you know where she lives now?
Well, not really, no.
But I thought you lot might have...
My lot, Mr. Elliot.
What Harold means is that, well, after we made it clear that there was, you know, just no way she could keep the baby, Sandra just went right off the rails. Never out of trouble after that. She's been in court more than once.
I see.
In the end, Harold just decided enough was enough.
Have you been in contact since?
No.
Like my wife just said, enough was enough.
Well, do you have a photograph of her?
No.
Sure, I must have one somewhere.
You have children, do you, Constable?
Not yet, no.
Wise man. You never told me you'd kept a photograph.
No, I know I didn't.
She ruined our lives, that one.
No. We did that, Harold.
Us?
Yeah. Us. Look, what was done was done. It couldn't be undone, and we should just have made the best of it. Not tried to pretend it had never happened. That she'd never happened. You can't do that to people, just give up on them like that. Not when they're your own.
we know when this was taken?
About 3 years ago, Mum.
Certainly fits the description we got from the woman at the nursery. Copy straight away, please, Sergeant. Good work, Rowan.
And here's Sandra Elliott's file. She certainly seems to have been busy over the past 3 years. Of just about everything, including breaking and entering.
See, do we have a recent address yet?
Afraid not, Mum. No, whenever she's appeared before the court, she's always claimed to be of no fixed abode.
Oh, I see.
It seems she was never in any kind of trouble until the baby was taken away from her. The parents insisted, apparently. So not all that surprising that she should try and snatch him back again.
Except, of course, it isn't him that she's snatched back.
Really?
I'm afraid not, Rowan. At least that's what I've just been told.
It isn't the same child.
Well, it can't be. James Elliott's dead. He died of pneumonia just a few months after the adoption.
Oh, no. So the Sandersons adopted again, did they?
Well, no, as it turns out, they didn't have to. Shortly after they got James, Mrs. Sanderson found she was pregnant herself.
Right, it does happen. Does Sandra Elliott know this?
Well, no, she can't do. I mean, she hasn't seen the baby since she was a few weeks old.
How on earth is she going to react when she finds out? Nick! Couldn't the police sit on this information, at least for the time being?
Well, that's easier said than done, Kate. The amount of press interest in this case already.
So what are you going to do?
Well, we'll keep up the search and saturate the entire area with these posters. See what comes up.
Hang on a minute, I know this girl.
You know her?
I know her. I treated her yesterday for a badly cut hand.
Well, that's the morning after we had that break-in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, why didn't you say anything?
Well, why should I know where Sandy lives? He's not Sandra Elliott.
Well, you've got an address for her.
Yeah, I'll go and get his.
Mr. Livesey?
Yeah.
PC Rowan, Aidensfield Police. I believe you already know my wife.
So?
Is Mrs. Livesey here?
No, she's gone.
Gone out?
That's right.
And has she taken the child with her?
What child?
A toddler's gone missing over in Whitby. We've reason to believe your wife might know something about it, sir.
Don't know what you're talking about, mate.
You are familiar with the term aiding and abetting, are you, sir?
Look, none of this has anything to do with me, right?
Can we come in?
All she told me was she wanted to see him again. She never said nothing about kidnapping the kid.
Did she have the child with her when she left?
Yep.
You didn't think to try and talk her into taking him back?
Well, of course I did. I did my best too, but the minute my back was turned, she dropped it.
Was the child all right?
Yeah, I suppose so.
You suppose so?
Look, I've told you, this has nothing to do with me. I mean, she just turned up with him.
Did she leave on foot?
No, she took my van.
How long ago was this?
About an hour.
You're quite sure you've no idea where they are?
Well, how could I have? I mean, she just took off. I never wanted to drop the little beggar in the first place.
You saying that you're the father of Sandy's child?
So she reckons, yeah. Has a bit of a look of me, she said.
I'll need the details of your van.
All right. So when you find her, tell her I want my van back, will you?
Would that be the van you used as the getaway vehicle after the break-in the other night?
What break-in?
Well, I'll be back to have a chat with you about that later. Also about those postal orders you cashed. Mr. Roscoe, Mr. Brennan, looking for me, were you?
It's about the Peregrines.
Well, I'm a bit busy at the moment.
But this is important. It's new evidence, Mr. Rowan.
All right, you better come through.
We found it nailed to a post, a few yards from another peregrine's nest. It's obviously been impregnated with something.
What, poison, you mean?
Definitely.
The idea being that the falcons would take it and that'd be it for them, you see.
So it seems safe to assume, then, that whoever left this is almost certainly the same person who smashed up the first nest.
More than likely, I'd say.
See, between you and me, your sergeant over at Ashfordley asked us to keep our eyes open from now on, up on the moor.
And did you?
We did better than that, Mr. Rowan. We got some pictures of the beggar that set the trap.
Well, this isn't Greengrass.
No, it ain't. It's Rodney Chambers, Lord Ashfordley's gamekeeper.
Well, why would he want to get rid of the peregrines?
Same reason Greengrass does. Only in his case, it isn't pigeons he's protecting. It's Lord Ashfordley's grouse.
Has Sergeant Blaketon seen these?
Not yet, no.
Well, if I were you, I'd take them round to him straight away. You're going to make his day, you know, knowing Greengrass is off the hook.
Ventress!
Yes, Sarge. Yes, Sarge.
Just get rid of that.
Where shall I put it, Sarge?
The nearest fridge, perhaps. It's evidence, Ventress, destined to appear as Exhibit A, I shouldn't wonder, in a forthcoming court case.
Any news?
We've circulated the number of the van and the photographs. Every copper in this part of Yorkshire's on the lookout for her now. Where would she go, though, Kate? It's going to be dark soon.
I was just thinking about something she said yesterday. About a place she used to go to when she was a kid to get away from things.
What place?
A bridge. Over a railway. Could she have gone there, do you think?
Where is it?
Well, it must be local if she went there as a kid. And there's only one railway line round here.
Yeah, but a heck of a lot of bridges.
Come on, then.
See, this is my special place, is this? My magic place. And you're the first person in the whole world I've ever brought here. So from now on, it's going to be our special place, right? Right?
There should be a turning on the left.
Here we are.
It's a footpath from here.
Right. Hey, there's the van.
Didn't I tell you how good it were? Just like living in a castle made of clouds, really, where no one can ever find you. Not if you don't want them to.
Hello, Sandy.
What do you want?
To talk.
What about?
What you have in mind to do next. It'll be dark soon.
How did you find me?
You told me about this place, remember? It's getting late, Sandy. He should be in bed.
No.
It's not fair on him, Sandy. Where do you think you're going to take him?
We'll find somewhere.
With no money.
I'll get money.
What about his mum? What's she going to think?
I'm his mum.
But you're not, Sandy.
Oh, yeah, I am. I'm the one who carried him for 9 months.
Not this little boy.
What do you mean?
This isn't James, Sandy. This is Stephen.
Don't be stupid.
What's your name, son?
Stephen.
No, it's James. It's James.
His name's Stephen.
No, I expect they call him Stephen, but his real name's James.
Sandy, James died when he was still a baby.
You're a liar.
Would I lie to you about something like that?
No, you're lying. You're lying.
Nobody wanted him. Just get rid of it, Vinny said. No way, I said. My mum and dad'll help me. But they wouldn't, would they? They didn't want him either. You can't stay here with him, they said. He'll have to go. But he's my baby, I said. I love him. I shouldn't let them take him, though. See, if I hadn't, he might have still been alive. Are you ready, Sandy? You really would have thought that somebody would have told me that my baby was dead.
Okay. So what do you think will happen to her then, Sarge?
Well, in the circumstances, not a lot, I wouldn't have thought. Kids, eh?
The chairman of the Aidensfield Pigeon Fanciers Association to see you.
Oh, not again.
Oh, he's very insistent, Sarge.
Right, Ventris. I'll see him. And what the hell do you want, Greengrass? Apart from the obvious.
An apology, that's what I want.
Come again.
For the damage to my good name as the chairman of the Aidensfield Pigeon Fanciers by your scurrilous and unfounded allegations against me.
Well, let me tell you this, Mr. Chairman of the Aidensfield Pigeon Fanciers. You have just 2 seconds to get out of here, otherwise your pigeon fanciers will be looking for another ruddy chairman. So get out! Now! I tell you, lads, one of these days.
You'll swing for that one, right, Sarge?
And gladly, Rowan. And gladly.